Hey everyone, my name is Paula and welcome to Relatively Refined. In today's video, I am going to share with you a good old-fashioned thrift haul. I've been gathering up some of my finds from the last several months and I am going to share those with you today. I'm also going to show you how I have them styled and give you a sneak peek at some of the Easter decor that I have up in my house. And then finally, we'll finish up with a wonderful, easy, and delicious crockpot recipe. All right, let's get started. Well, today I have a good old-fashioned thrift haul for you as part of this video. I have been collecting things over the past probably couple of months. I was specifically looking for spring and Easter decor. I don't really need a whole lot, and I really wanted to make sure that whatever I got, I really loved and would use. So I was pretty picky about what I brought home. But let me go ahead and share with you some of the things that I've found in my last several, I guess, thrifting trips. Okay, the first thing I'm going to share with you is this candle snuffer, I think it's called. And it's so cute. I love the fact that it's kind of hinged. It makes it easy to get down inside like a jar candle. I have one of these, but I like to keep another one in the other room where we also burn candles. So I'm not having to run from room to room with the snuffer or snifter. I'm not sure. Snuffer. Maybe candle snuffer, I guess. Let me know in the comments what it's actually called. It's something to put out the flame of a candle. That's what I know. So I got that. It's very cute. I think it's actually pewter, and it is sort of like a little flower at the top there, where the part that snuffs out the candle. Very, very cute. I paid $1/4 for that. The other thing that I got that I also paid $1/4 for was this Nora Fleming little bud vase. As you know, if you've been watching the channel for any length of time, I do collect Nora Fleming pieces, or in particular, these little Nora Fleming minis. And the one that this came with is a cross, which will be perfect for Easter. And then here's the little bud vase where you can put a few, just maybe some violets or some other small little flower. And these minis come out. There's a hole there, and they have a little rubber stopper, and they just fit right down inside that. So you can change this out for the seasons. I looked this up online, and if I can find a picture of what I found, I'll insert it. Honestly, I don't know who would ever pay this, but it was listed on Etsy as sold for $92 because it's a retired piece. So for 25 cents, I consider that a bargain. The next thing I found is this really adorable little trinket box. It's a pointer, kind of a hunting dog, and the top comes off. It's just a little shallow trinket box, kind of a shelf sitter really, and it is by Elizabeth Arden for the Southern Heritage line, and I think it's just so pretty. I love the colors, this beautiful spring green, and I love anything to do with dogs, so I thought that was gorgeous, and I paid only a couple dollars for that. All right, let's see. This was an unbelievable bargain. So I was at my Goodwill, a couple months back, and I saw the colors of this bowl, and it absolutely just caught my attention. I love this. It's a pasta bowl, and it is by Williams-Sonoma. There were a set of 8 of these bowls, and the serving bowl. And let me pull this over because this is enormous. Look at the size of this. Also, again, by Williams-Sonoma. Just so beautiful. What summery patterns these are. And perfect for, we have a family of 6, so, you know, we can serve everybody out of this serving bowl, and then everybody has their own bowls because it actually came, I believe, with a set of 8 of these individual, you know, serving bowl, not serving bowls, but meal bowls. And in my Goodwill, all bowls are priced at 59 cents. So I got all 9 of these for basically $5.40. An unbelievable deal. So even though dishware is not something I'm lacking, I could not leave that behind. They are absolutely beautiful, and I can't wait to serve them, use them this summer to serve a beautiful pasta salad out of. I think it will be absolutely stunning. All right, also in the dishware department, I found a set of 4 of these beautiful Noritake salad plates. They have a beautiful kind of a pale peach design around the rim. Let me put my glasses on so I can see. These are little seashells. And then this beautiful detail here. It's kind of marbled around the edge. Absolutely gorgeous. So dainty and such a beautiful spring color. The pattern is Pacific Majesty. And as I said, I got a stack of 4 of them. And they were, 59 cents. No, actually, these were a different thrift store. These were 99 cents. So these were about $4 for the 4 of them. They will look gorgeous layered over a creamy white dish with a gold charger. Absolutely beautiful. So I could not leave those behind. You know, I really can't leave a lot of beautiful dishes behind. It's just, I just can't do it. The other thing that I found was a set of 4 of these beautiful lettuceware or cabbage plates. Now, these are not the Bordalo Pinero that my sister has, the ones from Portugal. I would love to get a set of those, but I thought these were absolutely beautiful as well. And I got 4 of them, and they were 99 cents each at the same thrift store that I got the Noritake. And these are beautiful for spring. Absolutely gorgeous. I love them. So I got a set of 4 of these salad plates. And then in addition to the salad plate, let me just rearrange a few things. In addition to the salad plate was this beautiful chip and dip server. How gorgeous is that? So the plates were 99 cents each, and this was $1.99. So for, what is that, $6, I got the whole set. Absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to use this. I think this will look gorgeous on an Easter table for serving, you know, veggies and dip or something like that. Just so pretty. All right. Also, at that same thrift store, I got this. It was in a box. It looks almost like a very thin hat box. Let me make a little room and show you what this is. I have been looking for one of these for quite some time now. It comes apart. It is a 3-tiered tray. So here's all the hardware for putting it together to stack it. I love that it comes apart because it's easy to store. Does not take up as much space as if it were, you know, the 3 tiers itself. So this is the top tier. It's a beautiful black and gold and cream pattern. I absolutely love it. It'd be perfect for fall and winter, for having a little fall or winter tea party. So there's the smallest one, and there's the middle tier, so you can see, and then the gold hardware will allow it to stack like this. And then let me show you the biggest plate. Tip it out of here. And then here's the largest plate. This is on the bottom. So in your traditional kind of tea service, I guess you would have your sandwiches, your savories here on the first layer. The second layer, I think, is traditionally scones. And then the top layer are sweet treats. So if I'm mistaken, please let me know down in the comments. But I believe I read that somewhere, that is the traditional way to stack a tea tray. But we do have a lot of viewers from the UK whom we love to hear from. So I know one in particular, Andrea. If I am incorrect in that or correct, let me know one way or the other. But here it is, and I'll insert a clip of this put together so you can see what it looks like, but it stores away nicely in this little box. And I paid $1.99 for that, which I thought was a wonderful deal. All right. In keeping with my Easter stuff, I got this really sweet little bunny egg cup. I love to collect egg cups. They're little, They don't take up a lot of room. This has no markings on the bottom, but I just thought he was so sweet, and I will add him to my collection of egg cups. My sister Kathleen has a collection. She's actually the person who inspired me to collect them because they really don't take up any space at all to store, and they're so adorable. So I'm going to insert some footage after this haul of how I have some of my Easter decor in my house, and you will see these little egg cups. And actually, you may be able to see them. They're on a windowsill right behind me, so you might be able to see those behind me if I move this chair out of the way, but you can see them stacked up there. I have my big pasta bowl sitting on that chair because it's so huge. Okay, then let me show you these two items. These two mugs or cups, my sister Patty thrifted. They are so cute. Let me show you one at a time. Sorry for the lighting there. It's going to be a beautiful day, but it's early in the morning, so the sun isn't fully out yet. I mean, it's out, but not fully above the house. So these are Benjamin Bunny. How sweet are these little mugs or cups? I love to drink my coffee out of these, and there are two of them. So that was Benjamin Bunny, and this is Peter Rabbit. I can remember reading the little Beatrix Potter Peter Rabbit stories when I was a little girl with Peter Rabbit and Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail, and them getting into Mr. McGregor's garden. I loved those books, and those drawings are so precious. I do have a few little Peter Rabbit books, Beatrix Potter ones that I've collected, the mini books, and if I remember, I will insert a little clip of those books that I have right here. And I just love them. They're just the sweetest little drawings. All right, let me see the last item. I believe it is the last item. Yes, it is. The last item that I found for 99 cents was this beautiful little glass Easter basket. And it has a sticker on the bottom. Let's see if I can read it. It says Circleware. I don't know. I just thought it was so cute. It's a perfect little size. You could put some candy in there, jelly beans or those Cadbury mini eggs, which I adore, or even some faux speckled eggs, a bird's nest, whatever you want. It's just really sweet, and it's a perfect little size. So for 99 cents, I was not going to leave that behind. All right, there you have my most recent thrifting finds. As I said, I've been very picky about what I have been looking for. I try to go in with some ideas in mind of things that I want, but as you know, when you go in a thrift store, sometimes you buy with your heart instead of with your head, and I'm guilty of that. But in the end, I usually love absolutely everything that I bring home. So thank you so much for watching this spring and Easter thrift haul. Let's take a little peek at the Easter decor that I have up in my house. I don't do a whole lot of decorating in my house for anything other than really fall and Christmas. However, I do love Easter decor. It's one of my favorites in terms of the color palette and just the adorable decor that you can find for this time of year. Over in my coffee bar, I have it very simply decorated with a spoon rest in that beautiful light green gingham with the adorable little bunny on it. And then I have styled the bunny crock that I shared with you in my thrift haul. I keep my collagen in there for my coffee. And on the other side of the bunny, I have a simple Rae Dunn Happy Easter canister that I keep my coffee in. It's very simple, but I love the neutral tones mixed with the green gingham. And then on top of my coffee maker, I sat one of those little moss bunnies that I got at Walmart. On the other side of my refrigerator is where I keep my toaster and the espresso machine, and I simply added 2 of those little moss bunnies. They're so perfect for tucking into little places, maybe some unexpected places, tucking into a plant or here or there, and they just are so darling. I love the way they look. Over on the other side of my kitchen, again, we cook a lot and it's a hard-working kitchen, so I keep my counters pretty free from clutter, but I do have those hippity hop mugs, which I realize now as I'm looking at them say hop hippity, so maybe I need to turn those around. But those are Ray Dunn mugs that I actually thrifted. And then I have my Nora Fleming little bunny mini that sits on the tray my mom gave me. And that is all the Easter decor that I have right there on this part of my counter. Over on the wooden wine stand that we have, I've tucked another one of those moss bunnies into my plant. I think he looks so cute right there. I do take him out when I water the plants so he won't get ruined. And over here is where I styled that glass Easter basket that I shared in the thrift haul. I simply added some little speckled eggs that I got at Hobby Lobby and some moss. And I think it looks adorable. I love those soft muted tones. I think they look especially nice on the wooden furniture. Also over here on our wine stand, I put one of those moss bunnies on top of my Mariposa napkin basket. Those napkin boxes I absolutely love, but they normally come with these heavy metal charms, I guess you could say, that are in different shapes. You can get a starfish or a bunny or a heart, things like that, that hold the napkins down. They're little weights, really. I thrifted that basket, so I don't have the charm or the weight, so I used a little bunny instead, and I got that idea from my sister, Patty. I also have my Mr. McGregor's rabbit there. He's got his spade and his carrot. I love that bunny. I got him at Home Goods years ago, and he is one of my favorites. And then on my windowsills, as I mentioned earlier, I think I mentioned it, I keep my collection of vintage egg cups. They are so cute, and as I said, I love to collect them because they don't take up a lot of space. When I set my table Easter morning, and we'll probably serve an Easter brunch for the kids or a breakfast before we have our main Easter meal, I'll put these little Easter egg cups, or these little egg cups out on the table at each place setting, but I think they're so cute. And they're really fun to look for. I've gotten pretty lucky at finding them for a good price because I have seen some that are very expensive, but I just kind of collect them all year round. Whenever I see one at a decent price, I will grab it to add to my collection, and I love them. I have a small desk that sits right beside the sliding glass doors to our back porch, and on it I have this adorable little Peter Rabbit tin. My sister Patty sent me this. It's tiny. It's about the size of an old-fashioned Band-Aid box. Those when Band-Aids used to come in the little tin canisters. It's about that size, and inside there is a small puzzle. Over in the living area of our downstairs, I have this chest of drawers, and I simply have it draped with that beautiful gingham table runner. That was a gift from my mom, and I love that blue color. And I love gingham or buffalo plaid or whatever it's called. It's so pretty. And then I thrifted that little pair of bunnies, oh, a while ago, several months ago, maybe even a year ago. And I've been hanging on to them to use them for Easter. And then another little spot that I decorate is this small green chest. This is right outside of our kitchen, and I simply stacked up those lettuceware or cabbageware plates, and I added this rattan bunny. You may sense a theme here. I do have a lot of bunny decor. I love it. I think it is so cute. When I was a little girl, we had a pet bunny. His name was Checkers. My dad built a little rabbit hutch for him to live in. I think my mom would probably remember that if I asked her about it. He was black and white. And then over here is another of my favorite little bunnies. I have some pussy willows in that glass jar. And pussy willows, to me, scream spring. Those were always one of the first things that came out in the spring in Vermont when there was kind of no color. All of a sudden, the little pussy willows would bloom with those little catkins, they're called, those little soft, I don't know what they are. It's like a little petal kind of thing. But this rabbit, he reminds me of the rabbit from Alice in Wonderland with his stopwatch and his umbrella. He looks very sophisticated in his vest and his beret. I love him. Well, there you have a little sneak peek at some of my Easter decor. And now let's go ahead and make an easy and delicious crockpot meal. Okay, so one of the ingredients for the butter chicken is garam masala, which is an Indian spice. It's actually a combination of several spices. They did not have it at my local Publix, so I looked up a recipe for it, and so right now I'm going to make my own garam masala. All right, so the first thing that we need is a tablespoon of cumin. We'll add that. A teaspoon and a half of coriander. Teaspoon and a half of the coriander, which we had from making apple pie spice in a video a while ago. Oh no, I'm sorry, the cardamom, which is the next ingredient. That is what we had from the apple pie spice, and that is also a teaspoon and a half. There's half a teaspoon, 1 teaspoon and a half. Cardamom. Okay, some black pepper, 1.5 teaspoons of black pepper, 1 teaspoon and a half, half a teaspoon of cloves, ground cloves, and then finally a half a teaspoon of nutmeg. So you can see that this is a very highly spiced seasoning. I'm going to give this a stir to combine all of those ingredients. And there we've got our garam masala. Now that my garam masala is made and ready to use, I'm going to chop up an onion. I'm actually going to dice it up into some pretty small pieces. I'm going to add the onion directly to the crock pot. Some recipes call for sauteing the onion ahead of time, but I did not do that. I just cut it up and threw it right in the crock pot. I figured it's going to be in there for several hours and it will definitely get soft enough. I don't need to go ahead and saute that up. That's just one more step. So easy peasy. I chopped it up into a fine dice and threw it all right into the crock pot. I used about a medium-sized onion and I chopped the whole thing and put it in. If you have a large Vidalia onion, you could cut it in half and use half, but I had some just regular-sized onions, so I used the whole thing. Once I have my onion in my crock pot, the next thing I'm going to do is to dice up my chicken breasts. I'm going to cut them into maybe bite-sized or slightly bigger than bite-sized pieces. So I just took some boneless, skinless chicken breasts and cubed it up and threw it right into the crock pot. I think I used 2 or 3 chicken breasts for this dish. It was the equivalent of 2 pounds. And I'll link the recipe in the description box so you have all of the measurements. But it was, I think it calls for 2 pounds of chicken. So that was 2 or 3 chicken breasts that I cut up. Actually, I was wrong. It was 4 chicken breasts. So I just cut the 4 chicken breasts up into bite-sized pieces and threw them into the crock pot. Next, I'm simply going to add 1 tablespoon of olive oil. I believe the recipe called for coconut oil, which I did not have, so I added olive oil. There's some curry going in. There's a variety of spices in addition to the garam masala that goes into this crock pot meal. The flavors were delicious and it smells so good when it's cooking. Now I'm just simply adding a couple of tablespoons of that garam masala. Some chili powder. And as I mentioned, I'll link the recipe in the description box with the exact measurements. And then this is ginger paste. You can use fresh ginger, but I find this paste to be very convenient. You can store it in your fridge and it keeps for quite some time. So I just used up the rest of whatever we had in there, probably a couple of tablespoons of it. I love ginger, so I don't mind if it's a little much, more than it calls for, because I really love ginger. And that is garlic, the equivalent of probably 2 to 3 cloves. And then 1 small can of tomato sauce. I'm also going to add a can of tomato paste as well, a whole can. So you don't have to worry about what to do with the rest of the can of the tomato paste. I actually saw someone who suggested freezing it in tablespoon-sized dollops if you have leftover, and sticking it right in your freezer, and then when you need some for the next recipe, you can just pull out a frozen tablespoon. I thought that was actually very, very smart. What a great tip. And if you can, I don't know if you can hear that, but Phoebe is snoring in the background. So I'm going to just stir it all up and add a little bit of salt. Put the lid on my crock pot and let that cook on low for about 4 hours. Okay, I am going to check this. It's been on for a few hours, so I am going to just check this and give it a stir. Grab my spoon. I don't want to stir it too vigorously, but the chicken looks like it's nice and tender and cooked. So now the last 2 ingredients that I'm going to add are some Greek yogurt and some coconut milk. But I'm going to let this cool first before I do that, because if it's too hot, the Greek yogurt will not react well to that heat. So I'm going to just put the top on, turn it off, and let it sit here and cool down for just a little bit. And then I will add the Greek yogurt and the coconut milk. In the meantime, I'm going to put on my rice cooker with some rice, because we will serve this over rice. Okay, so this has been cooling down a little bit. Let me take a look at it. Yes, all right. And now I'm going to add a half a cup of coconut milk, the full fat, not the light. It calls for the full fat coconut milk. So half a cup of that. So it's about a half a cup. Stir that around. and then about a half a cup of Greek yogurt. We'll stir that around. All right, and that is ready to be served over some rice. I don't know why they call it butter chicken because there really isn't any butter in it. Although my sister Patty says she does put a couple of tablespoons of butter in. So I might just go ahead and add a couple tablespoons of butter, excuse me, to this and see how it goes. Okay, I'm going to add in some butter and I'll just let that melt in there. And then we will serve this over some rice. I'm going to put the top on it to keep it warm while my rice cooks. All right, I can't wait to try it. All right, it is time to serve some up. I've got some rice here. And I'll add some of the butter chicken to it, and I will take a taste test. Some extra sauce. There we go. All right. It looks delicious. That is so good. It's spicy without being overly hot, like piquant spicy, but it is definitely flavorful. The chicken is very tender. I can cut it with a little spoon, and over rice, it is perfect. Delicious. I hope you give this recipe a try. It is so good and very, very easy, as you can see.
All right, well, that is going to do it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, would you mind please giving us a thumbs up, leaving a comment, and sharing our channel with someone who may be interested in this type of content? It really helps us grow our channel, and it lets YouTube know that what we're putting out is something that people are interested in watching. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We'd love for you to join our relatively refined YouTube family. All right, everybody, that'll do it. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.